Hey, what up? My name is Sky, like the big blue sky, and today I'm going to share 3 books that helped me level up my sales game. The first one is a classic, and it's called The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. The book is about a poor boy named Hafid who receives ancient scrolls from this wealthy trader. And each scroll contains a principle to success that he must follow in order to be successful. Now, this book is super easy to read, and it's only 111 pages, but it is packed with practical advice for people trying to get better at sales or start a business. And it delivers value in an unusual way because most people think that in order to get better at sales, you need to learn better in different scripts or objection handles. And while that stuff can help you, if you don't first have the right foundation in place, no script, no objection handle, none of those tactics are going to be effective for you. And what this book really focuses on is laying a strong foundation by teaching you how to think. Now, if you're starting to tune out because you don't think you need any of that, give me 1 second here to explain and reframe that belief, because one of the fundamental rules of sales is that you can't give that which you do not have. So if I don't have $1, I can't give you $1, right? If I don't have certainty, I can't give you certainty. And if I don't believe in myself, it's gonna be damn near impossible to get anyone else to believe in me. And sales is the skill of influence. So if you can't first influence yourself day to day, then you're gonna seriously struggle to influence anyone else. Which means if you wanna develop your ability to lead and influence others, you must first master your ability to lead and influence yourself. And The Greatest Salesman in the World is hands down one of the best books to help you do that. Book number 2 is another oldie, but it is a goodie, and it's Socratic Selling by Kevin Daly. And I love this book because it teaches you how to adopt a more Socratic selling style, or the ability to effectively use questions all throughout your sales process, not just in discovery. So why is that important? There's 2 huge benefits of adopting a more Socratic selling style. Number 1 is that you can completely eliminate objections, or at least make them way easier to handle. Number 2 is that it changes your presentations or your demos from like this boring slide by slide, whatever it is, where you're just pitching directly to them, and it changes it into this engaging conversation where you can have your prospect selling you and explaining to you why your product or service is such a good fit for them, right? So like, here's an example of this. Let's say you are halfway through your normal presentation or demo. You pause and you say something like, hey guys, based on everything we've covered so far, do you feel like this would be effective for you? Or do you feel like this is in alignment with what you guys need? This is a great question to ask at this point in your sales process, because if they say no, you now have the opportunity to understand why before it's too late, but you also now have the ability to handle objections before they become a problem at the end of your sales process, right? And you can just handle it right then and there before you try to go for the close, and it's way easier to handle them at that point in your sales process as opposed to waiting till the end and it becomes the reason why you couldn't close a deal. But if they respond back and they say, yes, we do feel like so far this seems like it would be a good fit for us, you can follow that up by asking, got it, why though? Now, 2 things are happening. 1 is you are creating a scenario where they begin telling you, but more importantly themselves, all of the reasons why your product is a good fit for them. And 2, you've essentially created a micro agreement. So if at the end of your sales call, they start telling you all these reasons why they're not sure, they don't want to make a decision, yada, 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 and you just can't cut through the noise to figure out what actually the objection is, you now have the ability to hold them accountable to their own words and cut through the noise there, but without being combative. So you could say something like, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, I totally understand, but I'm hoping you can help me connect the dots here a little bit. Earlier on in the call, you told me that you thought our product was a good fit for X, Y, and Z reason, but now it doesn't seem like you feel the same. What's coming up for you? Now, book number 3 to level up your sales game is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. And Chris Voss is a former FBI negotiator, and in the book, he teaches you all of his best negotiation techniques from these high stakes, real life scenarios, so you can be sure that the advice you read in his book is real and it actually works. What I found really surprising about the book is that he emphasizes using active listening, building rapport, and using what he calls tactical empathy to understand another person's perspective. Now, by his definition, tactical empathy is different from sympathy in that we can understand another person's perspective without necessarily agreeing with them. Whereas sympathy is typically an emotional response to someone's situation and typically involves feeling sorry for them, sharing their emotions, or offering comfort or support. And I think it's really important to understand the difference in a sales context because it's really easy to listen to someone's situation on a sales call and begin to start sympathizing with them. But this can actually be really problematic because when we sympathize with our prospect instead of empathizing with our prospect, what can happen is that we end up buying into and accepting the limitations that they've already set for themselves on their life or their situation. But if you want to be great at sales, what you have to understand is sales is a leadership, which means your job is not to accept someone's limitations or even make them feel better about their situation. Your job is to hold them accountable to the highest version of themselves. And that's not possible when we fall into the trap of accepting another person's limitations. Chris's book is a masterclass on how to better understand and empathize with your prospects so you can help them. So those are my 3 book recommendations for 2023 to help you level up your sales game. If you have any other books you think I missed, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always looking for really great new books to read. And if you found this valuable, hit the like and subscribe button below so you can get notified when we release new content. But other than that, that's all I got for you today. I wish you the best of luck and I will see you on the next video.